been making these little bowls with resin and alcohol inks. And I've been using a mold, and I've had a few requests for a video on how I make this cool mold. So the last time I used Smooth On 20T, and I made it a little too big, and this one is really, it's not as soft as I'd like it to be, or I think that it should be. So this time I'm going to be trying the Smooth On 15 Slow, and I'm hoping that it'll be easier for me to pop out my ring or trinket dish. So what I start with, this is a 6-inch ceramic tile that I got from Home Depot, and you just want to clean it off with alcohol, make sure everything's clean. I have my trinket dish. I got this on eBay for like $7. This was a pickle jar. My family owns restaurants, and I just cut the top and the bottom off, and then I cut it and I taped it so it's right around the bowl, not too close, not too far away. It's definitely going to be smaller than the last one I made. You can see the difference. Okay, so I'm going to put some hot glue in the bottom of this dish. You don't have to worry about ruining the dish. This hot glue comes off and it pops right out of the mold. And I'm just gonna sit it right in the middle. Push down. So I'm just cleaning off the sides where I may have gotten some hot glue. Hot glue is kind of messy. And then I want to get my piece that I made. And then I want to hot glue, hold it down, and I'm hot gluing right around the edge. Need another stick. Just to seal the edge. I'm going to have to update my hot glue gun. It's giving me a real hard time. So make sure you have a nice seal right around the edge. And while that dries, we'll mix up the mold star. It says to stir first. I have stirred both of them. off camera, and then we're going to mix them up in this bowl. Okay, so this mold star has 50 minutes work time, and then it takes 4 hours to cure. So I have stirred well both parts A and B. I'm going to use the whole thing, and I'm going to mix them up together. The 20T, I believe it was like 15 minutes working time and 30 minutes to cure. It was really fast. So this is part A. Part A is white, and this is part B. It's like a, I would say, turquoise color. And I'm just making sure I get everything out of the containers, letting it drip. You guys can probably fast forward through this part if you want to. And my video paused because I had a phone call. I'm already getting some on my fingers. So I'm gonna stop and put some gloves on. And this stick is cracking. This is really thick, so I'm going to use a little cake mixer from the dollar store. And it says mix well, scraping the sides till all the streaks are gone. So this little spatula actually comes in handy for scraping. So I feel like I've mixed it well enough. My glue is dry. Just making sure all the sides are sealed up. And I'm going to start pouring. It says to pour at the lowest level and to let it fill up and over. That way there's not a lot of bubbles. So I'm gonna see if I can try and do that. There's not a lot of space. And I'm going to stop right there. It's just a little bit over the top. I see some bubbles on the top. Hopefully they pop. I can see them popping already. Alright guys, so we're going to come back in 4 hours and see how this worked out. See you then. Okay guys, so it's only been 2 hours and I'm just coming in to do a little check. I don't know how you guys are, but I like to check on my things like 100 times. But it looks like it's smoothing out. There's still a little bit of bubbles. I'm really excited to see how they turn out. 2 more hours. Okay guys, so I fell asleep last night, so this is the next morning, so let's see how these dried up. I did one off camera. This is the bowl, and you can see it just peels right out, so I can clean it up really easy. So I'm just taking a screwdriver and I'm getting the hot glue off the edges. And it peels right off. Popped right off. You can see that on the bottom. And I'm going to take some scissors and gently cutting the edge off. That's where I taped the mold together. It's not really a big deal, but it's definitely smaller than the last one, and hopefully it's going to be easier. So I'm just gently going to pop this out. And I'm just pushing it upside down and pushing. It's almost out. And there it is. So now what do you say we test this out? I'm going to mix up some resin and I will be back. Okay, so I have my resin all mixed up. I know that these take about, well, this one takes about 2 ounces of resin. This one here. And I have my alcohol inks today. I'm going to use white, Baja Blue, and magenta. And I'm just going to pour some in. And I'm not really worried about the bubbles. And then some white. When using a lot of alcohol inks, the bubbles don't really show up a lot. Some blue, white, pink, and it's going to mix up, and there's going to be some purple in here because red and blue make purple. Pour some more in. Blue, white, pink, and I'm going to fill it the rest of the way to the top. I have a little overflow here, a little too much. Alcohol for everything. Now it's important when you're finishing off the bottom, do not use too much, just a little bit, because it will not dry. That's where that 10% rule kind of comes in effect. The bottom of your dish won't dry. I've had it happen before. And that's it. And we're gonna let this cure for about 12 hours. I'm gonna come check it later tonight. and see how it's doing, and then we'll pop it out and see how it goes. A little messy. Okay guys, so it's been about 12 hours and I'm gonna pop this out. It's popping out pretty easy. It's still a little soft, but it'll harden as it sits. And it is beautiful. I love it. This other mold that I made with this bowl, it's kind of hard to get out. The shape isn't very good for this. I'm going to show you what it looks like. But I'm really loving this. It's gorgeous. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked my video. If you did, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And please leave some pictures. If you make some molds and make some bowls, I'd love to see them. I'd love to see some of your pictures in the comments. Thank you.